Hello everyone, Benoit out here for the live Instagram on Jumpstart, of course, page. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're having an incredible summer. I was your ed counselor week 1 for the speed team. This week is getting outside. I'm outside in the backyard at home. Love to play outside. It's a sunny day here in Montreal. It's a bit more fresh, at the end of the summer, but hopefully September will be a great one. Today, I will be the interviewer. We have the quite luck to have an incredible athlete coming and joining us today on the live. You've met her earlier this week. She did a fun hill workout. It was pretty cool, and she's a para-athlete in para-athletics. Her name is Amanda Rummery. She will be joining, and I believe she's around here, or if she's not here, I will have her live because we want to hear about Amanda and what she's been up to this summer and getting outside and training. And here she is.
Hello, Ben. How are you?
I'm very good. Good to see you, Amanda.
Good to see you too.
So tell us, Amanda, where are you? You seem to be outside. You have nice trees also, like yes. I have.
I'm in Edmonton, Alberta. I live by the University of Alberta, and it's also a beautiful day like it is in Montreal. So I'm glad we both get to do this in some nice weather.
That's amazing. Great. Well, great to see you. So everyone know Amanda is a para-athlete. She is looking forward to compete at the Tokyo Paralympic Games. They were supposed to be right now, but postponed. Yes. Yeah, postponed to next year. And tell us a little bit about what para-athletics is all about, Amanda.
Yeah, absolutely. So para-athletics includes para, which is people running or competing, with a physical disability, and athletics is running, but it also includes the other field events. So I compete in the 400 meter track event, and lots of my teammates from Canada, we make up we're very diverse. We compete in a wide variety of events, long jump, shot put, discus, high jump. I only run the 400 meter, but some of our wheelchair athletes, Guillaume, also from Quebec, he competes in the 5,000 meters. So it ranges in all sorts of distances for running, from the 100 meter up to the thousands. Absolutely.
And the marathon, I believe, it's a long distance. Yeah. There's everything in there. So let's say a few shout outs to our friend watching and our Jumpstart friends. There's Sue saying hi, nice to see you again. Hello, Sue. We have Renee saying hi from the Paralympic Committee. Kristen saying welcome back. It's good to see you, everyone. Hello, Taylor. Hello, Lisa. Well, they're all here to hear from you, Amanda. And please, our friends watching, please do not hesitate to ask questions in the next half hour. Amanda and I will be here together and chat about different things, but please do ask different questions. We will do our best to answer them as we go. So, Amanda, this week is about getting outside. It's unfortunately already the end of the summer.
I know.
We're going back to school in a couple days. But tell us what you've been up to over the past couple weeks, and what is your favorite outdoor activity?
Absolutely. So because I compete in the 400 meter, that is primarily an outdoor event. I do train indoors during the winter. Obviously in Edmonton it gets very cold during the winter, but I get to train all the time outside. So that's 5 days a week on the track. During COVID, I've been able to spend more time in my base season. So that included me taking advantage of Edmonton's beautiful river valley. I did lots of training on the stairs. We have lots of stairs throughout our city. And stair workouts, I used to dread them. They're pretty hard, but I actually learned to really enjoy them. They're a different kind of a workout, a different kind of lactic that I experience. And then also I've been able to do lots of hill running. So that was the workout that I showed earlier this week. My coach
seems so difficult.
Yeah, it's hills are even harder than stairs for me. They're tough. Sprinting up at that incline, you definitely feel it. Your legs are burning. But yeah, hill workouts have been a great way for me to get outside. And then as well, just doing my regular training on the track. So doing speed, acceleration work, more endurance-based stuff, practice in the blocks. And we've had a bit of a rainy summer here in Edmonton, but August has been nice. We've been having some warm days, so I've been trying to get outside as much as possible. And I did just come off of a break. I had a few weeks off from training, and I started back up this Monday. And thankfully, it's been a great week outside. So I've been doing some long distance runs in the River Valley, and it's been good.
That's awesome. Good. Thanks for sharing. And why did you get involved in para athletics? Why was that? Did you try other sports when you were younger, or you just wanted to run?
Yeah, so all through my childhood, I was pretty mediocre in sports. I did do track and field just as part of my school program. It was mandatory for every kid. At the end of school year, you would go to your track and field meet, and I was always middle of the pack. And I did basketball throughout high school. Never made my high school team. I just played house league for fun. And then a month after my high school graduation, I was in a ATV accident out in Kenora, Ontario, where I'm from. And in that accident, I suffered a few injuries, but my main one was brachial plexus. So the brachial plexus injury includes, for me, it was complete paralysis, shoulder down. So I had no movement or sensation in my shoulder, elbow, or hand fingers. And that was in July of 2015. It was a week before my 18th birthday. And then I got airlifted back to Edmonton, and I started going through rehab. I did a couple surgeries that took a lot out of me. They were doing like muscle and nerve transfers, and all of those surgeries were unsuccessful. So in August of 2018, I decided to amputate, and I amputated at the elbow. And honestly, it was the best decision I ever made. I'm really happy that I amputated. But to backtrack, when the accident happened, after I recovered from my injuries, my concussion, all of that, I started researching how I was going to find a way to inspire people and make the most of my injury and my disability and what I was going through, because I know that I was chosen to go through what I did. So then I just started researching on the Canadian Paralympic website, started looking for clubs in my area, and unfortunately there wasn't any. But I didn't give up. I just kept looking into it. And finally, there was a club that showed up, and I joined it in September of 2017. And that's when I started running. So I was never much into the winter sports. I was never good at skiing or snowboarding, cross-country skiing. So the fact that Edmonton had a para-athletics club run out of the University of Alberta, I was really happy to join it. I found my coach, Megan, and yeah, it's kind of snowballed through there. So I started in September of 2017.
That's crazy, Amanda. Can you believe it, friends? September 2017, that's 3 years ago. And yeah. Amanda was on the Canadian national team for para-athletics last summer at the Parapan American Games in Lima. She competed there, and also at the World Championships in Dubai in November 2019. So within a few months, you literally were able to do so well that you deserve and earned your spot on the national team. How did it feel?
It felt amazing to make it that quick. I mean, I was dedicated to my training and competing, but still to make it on the international stage so quickly and to become a carded athlete and to get funding and be recognized as a Team Canada athlete in such a short amount of time was, yeah, words can't describe that feeling. And I actually made my international debut at the Parapan American Games in Lima in August of 2019. And that was exactly 1 year since I had amputated. So to be there on that international stage in a beautiful country that I'd never been in, and competing against the top girls in the world, 1 year post amputation, it was amazing. It was very emotional for me. I'm always an emotional person, but I was definitely fighting back tears at the starting line. And then as soon as I crossed that finish line in my 400 meter, I definitely let it all out.
Yes, and we were there to cheer you on, yeah. And we were so proud of you, Amanda. So we have a few questions, and by the way, thank you so much for sharing your story. It's an incredible one, and I think our our friends at Jumpstart and our followers are certainly really enjoying what you've been through, and of course loving the resilience and how you were able to overcome this challenging aspect of your life. And now you are an incredible athlete, and that we hope that you're going to be at the Paralympics next summer. So we have a question from Linda. What is your favorite competition memory?
My favorite competition memory would definitely be Peru. I ran the prelim that on, I believe it was a Thursday, and it was a personal best for me. So, and I was also the Canadian record holder going into the race. So breaking my personal best meant that I broke the Canadian record. So that was just amazing. And it also qualified me for the final. So for me to qualify for a final at my first international meet was amazing. And it was a few short hours later that we ran the final. It was in the same day, which for the 400 meter is tough. But I was actually able to get another personal best. I think it was 3/100ths better from my prelim that I ran in the final, but a PB is a PB. So I was absolutely overjoyed. And running that time in the final qualified me for the World Championships, which took place in Dubai in November. So yeah, I was definitely on cloud nine that whole time in Peru. I was racing really well, and it was an amazing experience.
Well, thanks again for sharing. These were absolutely incredible games, and being in Peru and in Lima, and seeing you compete at your first international competition, and again in Dubai, where you did so well, again in very warm condition, I would have to say. So we have some of our friends saying, oh, well, this is incredible. Amanda, Rebecca, thank you for sharing. Thank you again for commentating and following Amanda and Jumpstart. Rebecca, same thing with Kristen. Amazing. So amazing from Laura. Hello, everyone. Thanks for sharing. Incredible story. We have a question from Taylor. Taylor, which other events are you the most looking forward to watching at the Paralympics? That's for both of us. That's coming from Taylor. Perfect. So Amanda, next year in Tokyo, other than track, of course, and you, I mean, I've never been a para-athletic athlete, but I feel like athletics is pretty much the whole time of the Paralympics. So it's going to be difficult to go outside of the stadium and trying to cheer for other sport. But what would be your favorite sport, or the one that you're most looking forward to in Tokyo?
Probably swimming. And fortunately yeah, absolutely. Ben will be able to talk about this. 20 medals at the Paralympics. He's the man for it. But in the Paralympic Village, they have like the Team Canada room where they have the TV set up. So in between training, we can definitely watch and cheer on our other Team Canada teammates. So yeah, I definitely want to watch the swimmers, but then all the sports, of course: wheelchair basketball, sitting volleyball, bocce, table tennis. I mean, the thing about Paralympics is that everybody has different disabilities that they're overcoming, and our sports are pretty unique and how we've adapted them. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting more involved and supporting everyone. How about you, Ben?
Well, it's a good one, Amanda. It's a tricky question from Taylor. It's not easy because there's so many of them out there. But I like the water sports, of course, you know, everything water related. But I look also forward to new sports. I was so excited in Rio when triathlon became a new Paralympic sport. So that's very cool. And I'm really hoping that there will be more of them coming up in the next couple Paralympics, because talking about inclusion and diversity, it's such an important piece of our movement, and I'm hoping that we're going to see more sport. And Taylor was a synchronized swimmer, so hopefully synchronized swimming becomes a Paralympic sport one day.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yes, okay, let's move on with another great question from Melissa. Melissa Reddy, who was your role model that helped inspire you throughout your journey? Did you have any role model, Amanda?
Yeah, my main role model has always been Shaquem Griffin. I don't know if you're familiar with him, Ben. He is missing his left hand, and he's a linebacker for the Seattle Seahawks. And
Right.
I still remember this day, like it was yesterday. I was watching TV with my dad, and it was only a couple months after I'd paralyzed my arm, and it was the NFL Combine. And Shaquem Griffin, him and his twin brother were there at the NFL Combine, and he ran the 60-yard dash, and he set the fastest time ever at the NFL Combine for the 60-yard dash. And I thought, how amazing. Never mind the fact that he has one arm. Like, he is fully integrated with able-bodied athletes. He is competing at the most elite level. And the NFL doesn't care if you have a disability. They just want the top athletes. So I think the fact that he is representing people with a disability in such an elite level like the NFL, and he is an amazing athlete. He's just phenomenal. He is totally an inspiration. I've always looked up to him. He is, what I aspire to be. He's so fast. He's amazing at his sport.
That's a great example. Absolutely. What a true model for many people around the world, such as all of us. Thank you, Melissa, for the great question. Great choice, Amanda. Another question from Laura. It's easy today. I don't have to do much. Everyone is excited to see you and meet you, Amanda. Laura Z has a question. What is your pre-race ritual? Do you have that's a good one. Also, to in that same vein, maybe like talking about mindfulness. You know, we've been talking about mindfulness over the summer camp with Jumpstart, and things that maybe you can share with us, Amanda, whether it's a pump up song that you have leading up to a race, and something that you do to visualize. That's my French. Your 400 meter. Anything that you can share with us?
Of course. So I think it's most important the day I compete. My coach has always ingrained this into me, that whether you're across the world training, or you're across Canada, or you're in my hometown, Edmonton, to mimic the day of competing as you would any other day of training. So when I was in Dubai or Peru, I prepared for my competition that day the way I would in Edmonton. So I wake up that morning, and before I get out of bed, I just take a few minutes to meditate and just be grateful for everything, all the opportunities I've been given and how far I've come. I have to do this in the morning because if I do it too close to competing, I get too emotional. So I do it first thing when I wake up, and then I eat well that day, as I do every other day for training, but make sure to get enough carbs before my competition. And then I show up to the track and I start warming up 1 hour prior to when the call room time would be, or if there is no call room, when I would be racing. And I definitely listen to some pump up tunes. I have a playlist that's my go-to. I do like Macklemore. Anything hip hop, loud, good beats gets me going.
Love it. That's great. Before we let you go, I'm quite interested to hear what your next couple months are going to look like leading up to the trials that hopefully, I believe they're in Montreal in June 2021. Yes. So welcome. We are looking forward to see you in Montreal here in June, and of course prepare to the Tokyo Paralympics. But what are you going to do in the next couple months? Do you have to go to school? Is there any competition that you are hoping to attend?
Yeah, so I graduated from my Bachelor of Commerce degree in June of 2019. So this year, I just worked part-time as a dental receptionist and then trained full-time so that I could be completely focused on what would have been Tokyo 2020 that would be taking place right now. And now going forward for the next few months, my coach and I have sat down and we've made a yearly plan. Of course, if something changes with COVID and we get a terrible phase 2 and everything shuts down, we will have to change our plan. But this was my first week back at training. And then for the next 6 weeks, it's going to be a hard, grueling base season. So my coach and I are focusing more on the endurance base working out, which is my weakness in the 400 meter. I do fade out in that last 150 meter stretch. I have the speed, I just don't have the endurance yet. So we're going to work and build on that. And whatever competition there is, as long as it's safe to go to, we're going to jump on it. we had hoped that I could go down south to the US to get in an early outdoor season and maybe like January, February, but unfortunately with their COVID cases, that's not looked like that's going to happen, but that's okay. So yeah, right now there's no competitions planned, but we'll be doing time trials with, I have a teammate, Natalie, who has cerebral palsy. So me and her train alongside each other. So we'll be doing that, some time trials. If there's virtual races that show up, I would definitely be down to do that. And yeah, just adapting as I have for the past, I guess it's been, 6 months now of COVID. So thankfully, being a para-athlete and having a para-coach, we're kind of the masters of adapting and going with the flow. So we'll just keep on doing that.
It looks like it's working well for you, Amanda. Thank you for sharing. We are with Amanda Rumry, para-athletes from the National Para-Athletics team. We have a few more minutes live here on the Jumpstart Instagram for our summer camp. And our week is getting outside. As you can see, we're outside. Amanda's training outside, of course, in para-athletics. I was a swimmers, and often it's indoor, but I love to train outside.
Have you been swimming at all outdoors right now, Ben?
Oh, yeah. Here.
Yeah, I see you've got a nice pool in your background. I'm jealous.
That's what we're going to do right after. But it's a bit chilly today, but I can't complain. It's still summer, a couple more days to enjoy it. Oh, and our new friends that are just joined, please do feel comfortable to ask questions in the chat. Amanda is here to answer them. We have a few more minutes with Amanda, so don't hesitate to share, to ask a few questions. Amanda, I have a quick question for you before we let you go. You often reference yourself as the one-arm wonder. What does that mean?
I don't know. I kind of just came up with that name when I started training and after my accident. And I like the ring of it. My parents always called it, and I think it's just goes with my attitude. I've always tried to have a positive outlook on life and be upbeat. So I think one-armed wonder captures that. And yeah, it just goes with my outlook that I have for training and where life will take me. I mean, I've had so many amazing opportunities since I was in my ATV accident, and I don't regret ever going through what I went through because I wouldn't have found track. I was never an athlete before this, and now I can say that I'm a full-time Team Canada athlete, which is amazing, and it's gonna, I hope that it will help me reach my goal of representing Canada at the Paralympics.
Amazing. Well, thank you again for your time, Amanda. On behalf of everyone at the Jumpstart and the Canadian Paralympic Committee, we wish you all the best for the next 12 months leading up to the Paralympics. We will be here to cheer for you, and we want to thank our audience, our friends, for joining this live with Amanda Rumry from Para Athletics. Thank you again also for all the ideas that you share with us for the Get Outside activities. It was quite cool, and I'm going to try to...
Don't be afraid to do the hill workout. It's fun, and you can just run a little slower, do a few less jumps if you're struggling, but yeah, do the hill workout. Hills are fun to run.
You know what? As a retired Paralympian, I might need to do some more activities, so I'll take your advice, and I'll try to find some time to do a hill workout in the next couple days. And to try to stay.
Maybe I'll get in a swim. I haven't swam in quite some time, so we'll swap. We'll do each other's sports. And
I love that. I love that. And not when you're going to be in Montreal next, because of course you're going to be really focused on the trials leading up to the Paralympics in Tokyo. But you can come anytime and do a swim. Sometimes it's different to do some overlap in training.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Paralympic trials because track always does 2-year rotations for new cities for the trials for athletics, and 2019 was my first time ever in Montreal. You are very fortunate, Ben. You live in a beautiful, beautiful city.
Yeah, we love Edmonton too, though. So look forward to see you again soon. So everyone, there's 2 more days left to the Jumpstart Summer Camp. Let's make the best out of it. Let's get outside. Let's have some fun. A lot more activities. There's probably a trivia tomorrow. I'm not sure if it's on Thursday, but there's probably something more for you. Again, tomorrow on the different platforms. And hopefully we were able to entertain you and make you active for the rest of your life. Stay tuned. More action here on Jumpstart, the different platforms of Jumpstart. Thank you so much, Amanda. See you again soon.
Thank you for talking.
Bye-bye for now.
Have a great day, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thank you for
See
joining,
you.
Taylor. Thank you, Melissa. Bye, Danny. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye, Renee. Talk again soon. Bye, Amanda.
Bye, Ben.